Welcome back here, half time at Solar Wholesalers over in Echunga, a very entertaining game of the Country Division A grade football. We've been lucky enough to be joined by, well, not only a champion player, but also a champion sponsor. We'd love to support those who support us, and joined by the great man, Michael Bomber Lancaster. Bomber, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Pistol. It's good to be here. Big fan of the show.
Yeah, we're a big fan of you. Of course, your support makes it all happen. So now, find yourself out in your football journey out here at Echunga, mate. So after 400 games plus, you're still adding to that tally.
Yeah, it's retired after Bridgewater sort of folded a bit, and then good mate Jack, Beverlander, who played out here a few years ago, dragged me back out, and got me in the buzz wanting to play again. So
yeah.
And out of that, we won a B grade premiership last year. So really excited to keep going.
Yeah, well done. That's giving you an incentive. And of course, the club dropping back this year into country division. Just your thoughts on that. And because we look at the moment, because the A grade undefeated, but the B grade also having. So I suppose even though it's a step back, but it's been successful for the club as far as getting wins on the ball, which is really what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's really brought the morale up. I mean,
Yes.
Scotty and Mazzo and Kimbo, they've worked super hard behind the scenes to bring in the players that we do have, the young guns that are influential, but also really good blokes off the field, and we all get around each other. There's a massive vibe at the club now. Lots of people back on Thursday and Saturday night, so it's a massive change from last year for the club, and really exciting. I mean, the drop to Div 2, it's not a bad hit because the comp's still good down in Div 2, and it's still great fun to be playing.
Absolutely. And also, as far as the juniors go, because unfortunately Echunga not the biggest town and have struggled with juniors in the last few years. It has been pretty tough from when you take on some of the powerhouse clubs the size of juniors in Division 1, but those kids this year having success, so it's great for them, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And it's good to see a lot of the older players that have been stuck around here for years, all their kids are coming through and playing and really creating the buzz. And it's really nostalgic coming back and actually watching the juniors and helping them out with hanging out with all the old boys we used to play with and against.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Because for the clubs you're involved with, because Mount Barker, let's say one of the bigger towns, okay, then you went down to Bridgie, which is sort of hemmed in, I suppose, between Mount Lofty, Urada, Harndorf, and they always batted above their weight, I think, Bridgewater.
Yeah.
And then you're out here to a true little country club in Echunga. So just give us your impressions of the three clubs and the changes you've seen.
Well, I mean, I actually started at Bridgewater in juniors. I grew up in Bridgewater, and then I played for Barker because my folks moved to Mount Barker when I was young, so I played for Barker for a while, and you know, once I got married and had a child, footy wasn't the most predominant thing, so I kind of stopped playing for Barker, and then got the call up from a few old friends at Bridgewater and got the buzz there. But I mean, all three of the clubs, they've all got their massive positives. I mean, all three of them were super welcoming. Coming here to Echunga though, it's just a very welcoming country club. I mean, you can walk into any group around here, players, sponsors, and you know, the senior staff around here, they're all really welcoming, and they're very happy to include you on anything, and they're really appreciative of anything you can do to support and help out. I mean, every player helps out during the year. It's just a very helpful club. Like, I can't praise it more. With the amount of people we have, the lack of people I have, we should say, with what we can achieve.
But I was just looking, I said before on the coverage, just rolling up here today, the crowd, because Gumaraka, it's one of the longest trips they got to make, but the crowd here is really good, and there's a really good community feel about country football. Not saying it doesn't happen in Division 1 ranks, but you know, you've experienced. But what I mean, like, the whole town comes in. It's real community feel, isn't it, in country division? That's
right. It really helped having Michael Ward's 200th today. So we had a lot of those guys.
Well, he's halfway under your tally.
That's right. Yeah. He's. I mean, Michael Ward. He's been the captain for the last 5 years of the B grade, and everyone bleeds for the guy pretty much. He says a word and everyone hangs off of it. Yeah. But yeah, we had a lot of his guys from Chisel come back and watch and play. Obviously, Ladies' Day today, which helped out. But
we're pretty lucky to have you have us at half time. Your presence, because we thought you might be in being Mr. July and jumping out the cake for Ladies' Day.
Yeah, no, I think there's a few better rigs in the A grade that can do that.
Hey, I got to ask you, because obviously with your career, probably longest serving at Bridgewater. Would I be right in saying that? Well, I could say the demise of the Bridgewater Football Club, and then the Ironbank sort of merger. It's just perhaps a little bit disappointing because I know you were sort of a little bit involved in that just temporarily, but I know the Raiders have still got their identity going, but it's such a proud club, and that you played so many seasons for it. Just what happened? A bit disappointing.
No, I mean, I love Raiders, and
Yeah.
I always told them if they get a senior side back in, I'll come out and help them out and be a sponsor and a support as best as I can. But I was there for 15 years, and I think it almost came down to, in that last year, we lost a lot of support staff, we lost a lot of players, and it was just super hard. Like Squizzy, the president at the time, he did his best keeping everything together. He got Sammy Miles in to help us out and got us back into Div 1. And look, it's a very small town, and it's hard to keep things together. It's hard to get that support staff that you need. So kudos to Squizzy and the committee there. They did really well keeping it together as long as they could. So, but it's good to see, again, Dill Wiles, I think he's the president there now. Good to see them supporting the juniors there. So, yeah.
Honest deal.
Yeah.
Nah, it's good to know Simon Wise has got involved as well, and said keep them going to the C grade, and they do have an under 14s team. So it's great to see maybe down the track the Raiders might get back up there.
Hopefully, I do want to go back there and.
So you'll be able to line up for your 700th or so over there.
Yeah, look, if I'm still kicking around, I will.
Yeah, just as you said, winning the flag last year, that was a great win in the Division 1 B grade. So one of the highlights of your long career.
Yeah, good fun. I mean, the B grade last year and this year, I mean, we're just all a good bunch of close mates.
Yep.
And the best part is there was no pressure from the club or the coaches to, come to every training. I mean, we were a very senior B grade, and that we just basically said, look, come when you can, do what you can. And it just brought a great vibe around the club with no pressure and everyone wanting to be a part of it.
And just quickly before we let you go and get into the warmth, I tell you what, the sun's gone away somewhere. Just the business, as I said at the top of the interview, thank you very much for your support, but just take us through, use J&J cliche, take us through Lancaster's building services.
Property services. But we started in 2012 as just a one-man band with myself, and then built from there. We do all trades and services, so we do carpentry, electrical, plumbing, cleaning, gardening. We actually do labour hire as well, so we can pretty well cover anything and everything to do with building. The great part about us, we do leverage off a lot of local guys. We are local helping locals, and we do support each other. There's a few other sponsors that do sponsor the Call of the Wild as well, and that we keep close in touch with, and we do help each other out.
All right, mate, we certainly appreciate what you're doing out there in the footy field, but also what you're doing off the field by our sponsorship and various other community groups that you sponsor. So, Bomber, thanks for joining us, mate, and all the best for the rest of the season for you, mate, and good luck with that 600.
Thanks,
All right, Call of the Wild. We'll be back more shortly here from Solar Wholesalers Oval.